What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. And I know somebody out there is going to do a video and say, look at how dirty Mark Holmes is. Yeah, I've been up underneath the house, my house, working on plumbing and shit. Running pipes and everything else, sweating in the heat. At least it's not quite as hot. It's about 90 today as opposed to 99. And I was short one freaking piece here to hook up the sink. That antique sink that I got a couple of days ago, yeah, I'm going to be able to wash my hands and everything else in a few minutes once I've put this thing on here. But we're in the slow part of the season right now, okay? We got 2 weeks and 2 days before training camp opens up. And of course, there's not a whole lot that's going on and stuff. It's just speculation and talk and yin yang and all that. But we've got my live stream in an hour from now. So I want to go back. I'm going to finish hooking the sink up real quick, take me a quick shower, and then we'll be doing our live stream call-in show with you, the channel members. But what I wanted to talk about, though, was something that hit me the other day, and I meant to talk about it, but I forgot. I just get forgetful about things because I'm getting old. But y'all remember, and it seems like doesn't seem like it was a long time ago that Malik Hooker was on with Keyshawn Johnson on his live stream. And Keyshawn was asking him questions about who should get paid first. And he said that, Micah should be fourth after Zach Martin and CD and Dak Prescott and yada, yada, yada. And then advice that he would give Micah Parsons was maybe not doing the podcast, as he put it, when we can't stop the run and you're doing a podcast. And I'm not going to say that it was because Micah Parsons was doing a podcast that we couldn't stop the run. I'm going to say it's because we didn't have linebackers on the team and so on. But what was lost in that conversation, though, was where he said, and this is very interesting and very telling, and it reminds me of Jalen Smith, too. And what I'm talking about is he said he would dumb down the defense because sometimes guys wouldn't get it. Let me say that again. He would sometimes dumb down the defense because sometimes guys weren't getting it. And that's a problem, because what that says to me is guys are making mistakes. And instead of saying, sit your ass down, we're going to put somebody else in there, because we don't have anybody else to go to, we can't do all of the things that we may want to do. And see, here's the thing with football these days, as I pointed out this morning about having Jake Ferguson, where he can be a mismatch and using 12 personnel to be where people aren't going to be. If you are trying to disguise defenses to confuse the offense, and you can't get those things right, if you're confusing yourself, then that's a big problem. That says one of two things. One, like when Nolan Ryan, was it Nolan Ryan? The coach that was here in 2020 was here, and he was trying to be a 4-3-3-4 hybrid defense. And you'll remember, Jalen Smith talking about, it's too complex, and that he couldn't get it. Either you have a defense that you're trying to do too many things and you need to simplify it some, or you got the wrong kind of defensive players that ain't that bright. Now, I don't know which one it is. It's a tight fit in here, guys. It is a really tight fit. Because, see, I got a tree. I got 18 inches right there. If I'm right beside the retaining wall. Because, see, I got the retaining wall over there. I got about 2 inches right there. I put the truck 2 inches from there and less than 2 feet here, then I'm good. But if I'm off, then I hit the tree or I end up on the patio. So I don't want to have either of those. But what that goes to say is either your guys aren't smart enough for the defense because you've been here for 3 years. You've been there for 3 years, and you're telling me that they still don't have the defense down pat? That's a problem. That's a real problem. And it's not like we have a lot of changeover where we ended up bringing in, a whole bunch of free agents and people. We went from having Randy Gregory and things, right there. Randy Gregory goes, but you already had Dorrance Armstrong, who was in the system, and he basically takes over. Sam Williams, he was in the system for 2 years. You follow where I'm going here? Mozzie, he didn't play enough to say, well, he wasn't out there. So you're talking about guys who had been on your team on the defense, with the exception of Stephon Gilmore, basically, who had been on your defense for a number of years, and you had to still dumb down the defense? Anybody else see that as kind of a problem? You had been the defensive coordinator for 3 seasons with the Cowboys, with pretty much the same players each of the years, but you had to dumb it down because they weren't getting some of the stuff. I don't know if that says more about the players or the coach. Somewhere there was a big disconnect. Now, Malik Hooker seems to think that Mike Zimmer is going to be better with coaching them, that whatever reason it's clicking there. And it's easy when somebody leaves. It's kind of like when you break up in a relationship, but when they were there, oh, that's my man, I just love my man, oh, he's so good, oh my God, my man, he's just so good to me. And then you break up, girl, he wasn't hitting it right. He wasn't about nothing. That's just the way it is when you break up. So when you get the new one in there, of course, the new guy, oh, girl, he is so fine. So we'll see how all of it works out with Mike Zimmer. But I'll also say something else, too, that's interesting is, a lot of people were talking about Kellen Moore, the boy wonder. Kellen Moore, he's a genius out there and things. And, Jason Garrett was a Princeton graduate and stuff. Sometimes you can be too smart and too complex because you don't have a whole lot of time to think. What you want is guys to react. And see, that's the difference of what Mike McCarthy did. Mike McCarthy went through and said, we're not changing everything. We're going to probably change about 30% of the offense. But they were going to, well, people took it as, well, Dak is just stupid. He can't get the offense. But they cut down on some of the combination routes, and they were looking to speed things up and simplify. So that way everybody's on the same page. And what you noticed is you saw more bigger plays. You saw less sacks. And you saw less turnovers. Speeding it up and dumbing it down. There you have it. All right, I'll see you guys in less than an hour. Peace.